What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. In the background right now you should be seeing some footage of before and after shots of exactly the same track. This video is dedicated to showing what time and effort and practice can do for anything in life, I suppose, whether it's tracks or getting better at the game in general or outside of game, work life, hobbies, anything. Practice makes perfect, and I'm very happy to show off for you the brand new updated 2020 Ferry Compound created by Mr. Baked Minotaurs, and I hope you enjoy the video. For all of you passionate gamers, you can now get 20% off all G Fuel products worldwide by using code LINS at checkout. And for any of you motorheads looking for some new drip or apparel, use code MXPR_LINS15 FXRRacing.eu to get 15% off. All links and codes are in the description down below. Enjoy the video and drop a cheeky little like and subscribe. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well today. I told you in yesterday's video that I'll do a video about tracks and progression, and what we're going to be doing here is covering the 2020 Ferry Compound created by Baked Minotaurs. Now this is a recreation of his previous track that he's done, and in the intro of this video you should see some before and after shots of what the track used to be like compared to what it is now. And I can't remember when the very first one released, but I know I'd done a video on it when it first came out, because it was when I was trying to learn the KTM 450 back then. Obviously times have changed now, we've had multiple betas since then, and Baked Minotaurs has had a hell of a lot of tracks released since then, and I think this is going to be a perfect video to show examples of progression in this game, whether you're a player or whether you're a track creator. Or I'll tell you what, we could even make this hella motivational and just talk about it relating to anything in life, is that practice makes perfect, and even if you don't see it, if you do something over and over again, there will be tiny improvements each and every time that will eventually lead to massive improvements if you then go and compare where you started to where you are now. So I'm a fan of Minotaur's tracks regardless. I always have a good time on them. I like the guy in general. Overall, he's been very supportive to me over the years. He's always hopping into live streams, and he's just really nice all around. I would say my favourite Baked Minotaurs track to date is probably still the Minotaur Compound. It's just a very, very good one for public lobbies. His tracks always have a slightly different aesthetic to others. He always goes for that more like a kind of dark / rugged kind of looking track. Like, it's not super bright and in your face and thumbnail clickbaity like other tracks can be. I think I'm running very basic reshade settings at the moment, so it doesn't differ too much from the original. I mean, what button is it for me? Let me check. There you go. So it's not like a huge difference, just makes it a tiny bit brighter. But this, obviously, Ferry's Compound, as I said, and it definitely has a bit more of like a backyard feel than other compounds do. This one doesn't feel so like in your face, like massive jumps all over the place. The track's a little bit skinnier in some places. It's almost like you're having to just make do with the amount of land that you've got here. And so at first I thought he'd just retextured things, and it wasn't until I started flying around and getting them like intro shots that I realised that he's actually gone and like rebuilt a lot of the height map too. I mean, specifically on the SX track, I noticed when I was taking a little video of one of the berms on there, the current berm we have, I've not even tried it yet, so you're going to see first impressions on that. Looks like it holds you a lot better and looks a lot more like a Supercross berm than it did on the previous one. I mean, I didn't hate the previous track by any means, but if you're going to hand me a brand new track that's been essentially remastered and redone and gone, here you go, this is better, then 100% I'm going to agree with you, it will be. So I want to give a massive shout out to him for even going back and wanting to do some of these, because he could just leave it in the past, you know, and be like, you know what, that track's that, we're just going to move on to other tracks and hopefully just do them like bigger and better. But he's kind of gone back and wanting to redo stuff that he's done in the past to do it as much justice as possible, and I'm here for it. I really, really do like to see it, and it gets a little bit of testament. Is that meant to be a... I think that is meant to be a big triple. We'll try and say that next lap if I remember whilst I'm not talking. A little bit of a testament to practice makes perfect, and it's a little bit inspiring, I would say, actually, with how I am on this game at the moment, especially with LAN event coming up. I'm trying to practice on this TM as much as I can beforehand, because I'm not going to be able to play the game after Thursday night, I think. So I'm just going to have to kind of go in cold and try and wing it and see how it goes. But there's a lot of stuff coming out of the woodwork about this LAN event, and I don't know how much I meant to say, but just certain rewards that are on offer or certain people that you can meet depending on how you do at the event, and it's very, very exciting stuff. So I'm actually really happy that I ended up buying a camera to hopefully try and vlog as much of it as possible. You want to know the biggest thing that I'm worried about with this whole experience when it comes to vlogging is doing like going like selfie mode or vlog mode in a public space in front of people. Like if I'm stood here like this holding a camera talking to myself, usually I'd be the kind of person to look at people doing that and be like, you absolute twat, what are you doing? But now it's like it's switched. The roles have been reversed. I am going to be that twat. So we'll see how it goes. I did find out, for whatever reason, my brain wasn't braining when I first was doing my research on the place. I thought my hotel was literally like on top of the event. I thought the hotel was where the event was being held. Turns out it's a 35-minute walk. So, I mean, at least I get some exercise in. I really don't fancy paying for taxis, to be honest. I feel like taxis really do try taking the piss out of you, especially going like longer routes and making you pay more than you should be paying. So I'll have a nice little 35-40-minute walk each morning. Not the end of the world. But it sounds like quite a few of us, whether it's people that have qualified or people that are just going to the event in general, are all staying at the same hotel. So we might be able to link up and hold hands and skip together. Should be good fun. I've completely overjumped it that time. Oh my goodness, let's hop back on. One thing that's actually quite nice about this track being redone is it's been so long since I've played it last that it's basically a new track for me again. I remember nothing about this layout. I'm pretty sure it was a one and done track for me. I think I played it for the video on the KTM and then that was it. I didn't touch it again after that. So it's very nice getting to re-experience things for the first time. But again, it's almost like if you've watched a TV show, but it's been years since you watched it last and you're a big fan of it and you know you're a big fan of it, but then you start watching things like, oh God, I forgot that happened, or what? Then you get shocked by things when you probably shouldn't do because you've made a mental note that you enjoy the series, but it's been so long you can't remember everything. So it's just cool stuff all around, really. Can't compare this to the old one, like for like, because I can't remember the old one. I like the roughness that he's got going in some of these corners. It's like a little bit choppy, but not crazy, where the front end like just pulls away from you, which is an issue that I've been having recently on these bikes. Mostly this TM. I'll say it with chest, you know, it doesn't matter how much time I spend on this thing. I think the TM could be the worst, let's call it mainstream bike that we have in the game at the moment. Something about how it handles, I just can't get my head around it, no matter what I do to it. I mean, I can feel comfortable on it for like a lap here and there. It's fine on flat tracks, to be honest, but then I get every bike's fine on flat tracks. But as soon as you put a little bit of rough in its way, it's a whole different story there, whole different ballgame. So I would not recommend riding this bike unless you are held at gunpoint to do so. Obviously, we have to do it for this LAN event. Those are just the rules, so I'm kind of forcing myself to get to grips with it as much as I possibly can. But I would not recommend. 1 out of 10. Definitely much better options to go for. Although I am currently running more of a Supercross setup on it, preparing for this LAN event, so maybe it'll come to its own now on this Supercross track. Let's spin some laps around here, and this I cannot remember anything about it. At least with the Nationals track, it's kind of like, yeah, I remember there being like that hip jump and like the big old triple. I kind of vaguely remember, but there's nothing about the Supercross track that sticks in my memory at all. So we'll see how it goes. The whoops are nice and easy. That is a massive W, because that's where I've been struggling the most on this bike at the moment. It's like I can get through them, but not comfortably, not well. I'm kind of resting the bike the entire time, but these ones seem quite straightforward. It's get your ass off the back and basically hold on. Oh, the faces of these jumps are quite steep. They're very, very peaky. So we might be able to get some big old lines go. Boys. Boys. I need to watch it. I want to see what I've done here. So what's happened here then? It said no. It's just said no. I don't feel like I was lent too far over. The front wheel didn't go over the top. It just got to a point where it's only said no more. Just gonna, yeah. Game's the game. Game is the game at the end of the day. Everyone's in the same boat, aren't they? It's not like I'm the only one having to ride this thing and everyone else gets to enjoy the nicer bikes like the KTMs, for example. So it is what it is. We're practicing. We're learning. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where we'll fully eradicate things like that from happening, because I just feel like there's a level of inconsistency that I'm not used to on these. But you know, I feel like I've been through my complaining era, and now I just need to accept it and maybe just close my eyes, just a little deep breath here and there, and regain and get back going again. So this track is a little bit shorter than I thought it'd be. It looked like quite long when I was flying over the top of it, but so far it's actually a little bit, I want to say more difficult than I expected. I think I've been playing a good amount of Stone Riders 2023 SX tracks recently, so I think I'm used to the scaling on that. So now when I go to a different track creator and the jump faces and the spacing and everything's all completely different, probably not doing a very good job of showing the track off to you. Good thing I like my Supercross though, eh? That means I can spend multiple laps. Now this triple was actually quite big, so we're going to yeet it, not soak it up as much. Then we've got a little double coming out of this 90 into this second whoop section. Better run through it that time. I was a little bit pogo sticky last time. Let's try and send this to triple. Yes, send it too far. Backflip, ride it out. Go on. Not quite as lucky that time. Can we quad? Oh, we've stepped all the way onto the second one. Then step off. And then I feel like maybe a triple, and then you could even maybe quad all the way out. That would be interesting to see. I will say, these jumps, the transitions on the face and the landing, they're quite steep. You know, they're quite small. Like, there's not much room for error at all. So you have to be very, very precise, which isn't a negative thing by any means. It just means that the track's a little bit more technical than I anticipated it to be. I feel like I need my hand holding at the moment when it comes to SX. I have been struggling. But I'm hoping over the next day or two, I can put in a good number of hours and then hopefully get some sort of a flow going. Because I don't want to end Thursday night feeling like hot garbage, and then I can't play till on Friday because I'm travelling, and then I just have to show up on Saturday and hopefully do the business. That will be very difficult. I need to remember to take some pictures on my phone of my setup, just in case anything happens, so I can just copy everything over. And then other than that, I'm pretty much good to go. You know, I'm all checked in online and everything. I think I know what my luggage capacity is, so I'm going to be doing that probably on Thursday, just get everything sorted, and we'll just go from there. I think a lot of it I'm just winging. I'm hoping it goes okay, and I'm hoping that you guys get a decent vlog by the end of it. I have had people offer to edit the video for me, but I think, you know what, it's my first time doing something like this. I'd quite like to do the whole process by myself and see how it goes. But it's not going to be any Logan Paul vlog or anything like that, so don't get your hopes up. It's just going to be just me chatting to the camera every now and then, a tiny bit of background music, and then probably just more like, what's it like, is it B-roll's the term, isn't it? Just like it's more establishing shots and panning around, showing you what's what. I probably don't feel confident enough to go full like vlog mode and be like, so guys, here we are at the EICMA event, blah blah, and just all of these old Italian men staring at me in the camera that you see in the editing part afterwards. Oh, it feels so cringy. It feels awful. Alright, should we triple in cleanly for the first time? Oh, we can. And we triple again. We can. These aren't fully intentional whips and scrubs, by the way. I'm just kind of trying to counteract what the bike's doing off the takeoff. Very, very easy whoop section there. We've got the small double. Oh, sliding. Can I still send it? Stretch it out. Oh, it's fine. We got it. And then another little double for whoop section number 2. Let's get off the back of the... And then I want to stretch this, but not quite as much. Nice. I've still overjumped it a little bit. We can step on. I don't think we've got the drive to step off here. No, but I survived, which is the most important thing. We just step over. Triple again. Or no, this is... I think this rhythm's been the most difficult one so far. It's very, very precise. The landings of the jumps are super, super steep. So there leaves basically no room for error whatsoever. But I just want to try and jump as far as I can into these sections. I step on there is really nice, and then we step off. Back end got caught again, so now I'm front wheel high. Little double, and then double into here. Lovely stuff. This is a little bit off topic. I'm not sure how many people watched the Abu Dhabi WSX racing. I've seen a lot of comments like 50-50 actually on for and against Mr. Freezy. It seems like the only thing people have to say that agree with him is just like Rubbin's racing. You know, that's cool. You know, block passes are fine. But when you then start going into sections that you can only fit one rider through and just brake check in and go in 2 miles an hour and then cross jumping riders is kind of when you turn into a little bit of a bitch. And I'm quite happy to accept the fact that, you know, Mr. Freezy has made himself a motocross career, much more than I have or ever will do. But is anyone going to remember you, or is anyone going to like you as soon as you retire? And you can kind of tell that he's part of the Alessi camp, just the way that they ride. It's just... I guess it's just a little bit scummy and scumbaggy. And for him to then try and sit there when, you know, when like Joey Dean and Freezy was sat there on the start straight after all the racing was done, and you can tell them to just wanted to headbutt him, but there has to be like a level of professionalism there for him to say, oh, that was good fun, you know, nobody got hurt. And it's like, yeah, nobody got hurt because they're smart enough to avoid you, you absolute bellends. Like, what are you doing? Like, when do you draw the line? Because I'm sitting there just thinking, I really, really want someone just to go in there and destroy his femur and just make him not be able to get up again. Like, it's such a pathetic excuse for a rider. I mean, if your whole thing is getting the whole shot and then slowing everybody up for the entire race, then cool, by all means, you do you. But it's not going to win you any fans anytime soon, is it? And I see people saying, oh, Dean's just a whiner, blah, blah, blah. But I'm pretty sure if the roles were reversed, Freezy would be doing exactly the same thing, just complaining that some guy is just going out of his way to send people off the track all the time, or brake check, or cross jump. That's my 2 cents on it. I'd love to know what everyone else thinks. It's probably going to cause some sort of heated debate in the comments, because I know it is motocross and they are athletes at the end of the day, but they are also humans. You know, they do also want to not get their careers ended by some twat who can't make a clean pass to save his life. So it's just very frustrating to watch. Like, I feel the frustration for the other riders sitting there watching and seeing how slow he's going in like that back section before it comes back in, and then when Joey pushed him off the track and he just cut across the track saying, actually I want this position back again. It's just sad. So I'd love to know the thought process behind it all, but that's my 2 cents on that. I'd love to know what you guys think. Now, I can't remember if this track was here last time I played. It might have been, but I just can't remember off the top of my head at all. This is more like a sandy turn track kind of vibe. I'm probably going the wrong way around this, which I do apologise for. However, I have not gone out and reloaded the other track or maps at all. So for now, we're just rocking this. We're doing what we're doing, and hopefully, it should be some good fun. It seems very, very fast and very flowy. I won't lie, with the grey, sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, especially with the shadows of the trees mixed in, to fully see your turning in points. But it's so much nicer than that original texture that we had that you would have seen in the introduction part of this. So I think overall, I'm very glad that Montours went back and redone this. I think he's done a very, very good job at it. And again, it just goes to show what practice can do for you. I mean, he's been at it for a couple of years now, so I love to see the progress, and I'm very glad that he's found his way and he's found his calling in the community. He's officially in the track maker guy category now. I appreciate all the support that he shows for me in the channel as well. I really, really do like it, and he's a very, very nice person as well. I've spoken to him a little bit. He seems a very very chill, very down to earth, and I hope that you guys enjoy his work as much as I do, and I hope you've enjoyed this video as well. If so, going to do the usual outro thing now, unfortunately. If you did, please do drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd really appreciate it, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whatever you're up to, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.